So, welcome to your zoology class. The first unit, first chapter is living world. So, the living world where the living things live on the earth, that place is called the living world. Okay, and there are 8.7 million species of organisms exist on the earth. So, with Earth, as I have discussed this living world in the botany. So, there is a diversity in the living world. That is the topic of the first chapter in the botany. So, diversity in the living world. It is called biodiversity. And the need for classification. Types of classification. Taxonomical hierarchy, nomenclature and tools for studying taxonomy. So these are the attributes going to study in this lesson. So the first we will discuss about diversity in the living world. So I had given a diversity of living organism. Some plants and animals and even the man, they all are living things only, but they have different way of lifestyle. Okay, so that is ecosystem. We have to talk about the ecosystem. In ecosystem, biotic and abiotic factors are there. So they have an interrelationship. They have connected between each and every. The plants has to depend. That is the plants. They prepare their own food, and on plants we and the animals are depending on it. So each and every organism will depend on another organism for food and shelter. Okay, so this was given by this interrelationship was given by A.G. Tansley in 1935. So the number of species in an ecosystem have a diversity. It is called biodiversity or biological diversity. Diversity among living organisms. So you can know the man has a sophisticated house. Okay, and but the animal, that is the dog, has a house? No, but also it is a living thing. The plant can able to grow and able to prepare its own food. We prepare our own food in our body, so we have to depend on plants. So each and every living thing has a different way of life to lead the life. So that is called biodiversity or biological diversity. Characteristic features of living organisms. So the key important characteristics of the living organism is cellular organization, that means unicellular or multicellular. Nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic. Autotrophic means prepare its own food like plants. Heterotrophic means depend on another organism for food. We animals are heterotrophic. Respiration, anaerobic and aerobic. Metabolism, that is digestion, circulation, these and all comes under metabolism. Growth, a plant or animal will grow, no, and it attain an age. After the age completes, after the life cycle completes, it will destroy or the death will occur. Response to stimuli. So response to stimuli means it has to respond. So even now you are sitting in the dining table, a hot thing was placed on your hand. What you take, you will keep it there in a hot pan. You keep your hand. If you mistakenly you had kept, suddenly you will take it off. So that is a response to the stimuli. Even the touch me not plant, when you touch it closes, that is called response to stimuli. Movement. So plants may not able to move, but the roots will move in plants also for water. Okay, underground it searches for the water, that we won't talk. Plants may not able to move, but animals and we human beings will move from one place to another place. So that is called locomotion. So reproduction takes place in plants and animals too. So excretion takes place in living organisms. Adaptation, so we are adapting as now the pandemic period. So we are adapting what the government had given the instructions. So you have to wear the mask, you have to wash your hands, you have to keep the environmental clean, like that and all. So that is called the adaptation. You are adapting to it for the past 6 months. So like that, that is a temporary one. So when you go to Ooty, you will wear sweaters. But in our place, that is like a or place like hot places, you cannot able to wear sweaters. So that is adaptation. Homeostasis means according to the environment, you have to adjust to the environmental conditions like weather, temperature, etc. So humidity. So according to the you means not you, your body will adjust. So that is called maintaining an equilibrium between the environment and the body. That is called homeostasis. So what is the need for classification? So why you have to classify? Why you have to divide it? So if you cannot divide it, if you are not, that is, if there is no classification, think what will happen. We don't know each organism names. So all are animals. Even me, we also consider as a social animal. Okay. So animal number 1, animal number 2, like that they will call up. It is difficult. So I giving an example. In our school, a boy named called Ramu. And each and every class, starting from LKG to plus 2, there is one Ramu in the class. A person comes and asks in the office, Ramu, I want to see the Ramu. The office staff will confused, which Ramu, please say which Ramu. If the person say which standard Ramu, easily they can identify and say the way to the which class he belongs to, that class they can show. But he is not telling the class. It is very difficult, no? Like that, living things also classify. And it is easy to know the particular organism characters. So the first need is differentiation of the closely related species. So closely related species has to be differentiated. That is, human being, like human being and monkey are closely related. But how we have differentiated? The monkey had tail, we doesn't have. Okay, and we won't jump for tree to tree. They will jump. So that is a slight, we are closely related only, but slight variation. And the variation among the species is also there. Man, that is human being, female is also a human being, male, that is also a human being. Okay, I am talking about the man and the woman. Both are human beings. But what is their differentiation? Because of their characters. So that is men has a different type of physical characters. Okay, and the woman has different types of physical characters. So based on that, the species is variated, that is differentiated. So evolution of species can be easily understood. How each and every species comes, unicellular to multicellular, cellular organization that we are talking, from monkey to man. So easily we can differentiate from this only, this had evolved. Okay, and phylogenetic tree can be easily created. So you can create a phylogenetic tree. Okay, and you can study the living organisms very easily. Okay, so these are the basic. For these need only we need to classify. For our convenient only we need the classification. Taxonomy and systematic. First we will see. So taxonomy. Taxes means arrangement. Norms means law. So arrangement and laws are combinedly known as taxonomy. So definition of taxonomy is, that is, arrangement, naming, identifying, classifying of organisms. So you can simply write it as classifying. So it is a big one here. They had given arrangement of living organisms along with classification, description, identification and naming. Instead of that, naming, identifying, classifying of living organism. You want these 3 points, 3 words, naming, identifying and classifying of living organism is called taxonomy. So the taxonomy, the word was coined by D. Condolly in 1813. And Aristotle is the father of classical taxonomy. And Carolus Linnaeus was the father of modern taxonomy. They may ask in 1 mark. Systematics. System or sequence. So they are arranged in a criteria one by one in a method. So here also they will identify whether it's a male or female and describing. So how a baby, first the baby is delivered in the mother. So first the doctor come and say you have a baby, male, or that you are identifying male baby or female baby. So okay, that is called identifying. After describing, the baby is white in color, the eyes are good, the skin is good, healthy baby, that is describing. And after that, when the baby comes to the home, they keep a name now to the baby, like Chandu, Mandu, like everything, like that, naming and arranging. So which that is first baby or second baby, or arranging. Preserving means the baby's and what's that, umbilical cord, that is the stem cell. Nowadays they are preserving it. I am giving this example, okay. That is a systematic order we are doing along with the thing. For systematics I am giving these examples, okay. So the stem cells are preserved, and you are preserving everything. That is what is the baby's dress in a hygienic way. So you are preserving it from the germs, okay. And documenting, like the birth certificate of the baby or the immunization chart of the baby, you are documenting. So like that, in a systematic way, you are going to study the organism. So first you have to identify, second describing, second naming, first you have to identify, then describing, then naming, then arranging, preserving and documenting the organism. That is called systematics. So in a systematic way you are studying. So here the history of classification. So Aristotle 384 to 322 BC was the first to classify animals and plants, and he given the history of animals also. So the animals are based on what? No, locomotion, walking. So if they move from one place to another place by walking, swimming, flying, they are considered according to that walking, that is locomotion, walking, they are terrestrial animals. Flying, they are aerial animals. Swimming, they are aquatic animals. So, and it is based on the presence or absence of red blood cells also. That is, if the blood contains presence or absence. In anemia means they have blood. Anemia means no blood. So based on this also they classify it. So Theophorus is the father of botany. 372 to 287 BC he had classified the plants. And John Ray in 1627 to 1705 he named he coined the word species, and he given the species concept, where he had explained 18,000 plant species, okay. And the Swedish biologist Carolus Linnaeus 1707 to 1788, the father of modern taxonomy. The evolutionary and genetic relationship also helps to form the phylogenetic classification or cladistics. That is, in a phylogenetic, from this animal only this had evolved. Even human being had evolved from monkey, like that, okay. So I'm using this human being evolved from monkey because it is easy to understand. For that only, Ernest Haeckel, the method of representing evolutionary relationship, that is using a tree diagram or a cladogram or a phylogenetic tree, is used by Ernest Haeckel for easy understanding, okay. So this is the tree diagram, that is the cladogram, that is based on the vertebrates, okay. That you can see the each and every animal, that is from one step to another step you are getting the from this that is from shark to the ray fish to amphibians to that is reptiles to aves to mammals to the primates, and the primates to human beings. So this is the evolutionary tree, like this easy way of understanding by seeing this cladogram. Thank you for watching the video. If you have doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.